Hello and welcome to this AWE March LinkedIn live session. Oh my goodness, we have got a very spatial show for you today. First of all, let's bring my co-host, Sonia Haskins, up to the stage to say hello. Sonia, good morning.
Hello, Nathan, and everybody joining us. That's great.
Oh my goodness. So this program, Communities Advancing the XR Industry, is for you if you have ever wondered, how can I build my network and career in AR and VR? Which groups in XR best align with my goals and values? And where can I apply my skills and enthusiasm to help the spatial computing industry? So today we are going to meet 5 community groups and organizations that are advancing the state of the XR industry, who support key education, equity, advocacy, community impact, and policy initiatives through their work in XR and spatial computing. And most importantly, I might be biased here, these are all groups that you can connect with at Augmented World Expo's 15th anniversary show in Long Beach, California, June 18 through 20, as well as all year round. So without further ado, let's meet these amazing communities. Let's bring them on up to the stage. So without further ado, let's meet these amazing. Somebody has their LinkedIn show.
They're watching it. They're watching it as they're watching themselves on StreamYard. So whoever has it on your computer and you're also watching the live stream, just mute your tab. On your computer and you're also watching the live stream, just mute your tab.
Let's mute everybody's mics and we'll bring
Everybody
people
mute.
up one by one. Awesome.
There you
I think
go.
that might have been awesome. Great. So, look at all these wonderful faces. It's so great to have you all here. The first thing is a bit of a speed round. And let's start with Jenna. You're first in my queue, in my view. Can you quickly introduce Jenna and Tricia? Can you introduce yourselves, your community organization, and the work that you do in spatial computing?
All right, I'll start. I'm Jenna Lambert. I have been working in XR and I guess now spatial computing for about 5 or 6 years now. I was really excited to join AWE for the first time a few years ago, pre-pandemic, which was a very exciting time. And I'm also a really, really proud member and leader in the XR women community, and now the manager or creative director of our XR Women Museum, where we are super proud to showcase over 3 years of all of our events, community efforts, and more.
Amazing. Tricia, did you want to say a quick hello? Awesome. Well, oh, your mic is off again. Awesome. Not quite. We'll maybe need to come back to you when we talk in the XR Women Museum. We will be right back. You know, I got so excited to introduce y'all to the community groups that we're talking with today. I forgot to let my co-host introduce herself. Sonia, will you say hello to everybody?
Yeah, Nathan does that to me. It's okay. It's good to be here with everybody. So I'm head of programming at AWE. Whenever you submit talks or reach out about the programming or agenda, I'm the one you speak with, and have the joy and honor of actually meeting so many people in the industry to help you put your stories on stage. It's really a pleasure to shine a light on these groups here, and I can't wait to hear what they have to say today. Thanks for letting me co-host this event. I think you're muted, Nathan. Yeah, Nathan and I came up with this together. We sit around. This is what we do in all our non-work time. We think of things we can do to feature our event, our community, because both of us are very passionate about that. And so he and I probably enjoy that work the most, I think, of a lot of people we work with. He and I, or Nathan and I, they and I, we work together on that. So it's really nice. I apologize, Nathan. I'm fumbling my words.
I've got Liz Hyman from the XRA in the center square. Good morning, Liz.
Hey, good morning. How are you, Nathan?
So good. Thanks for being here. Can you give us a little intro into the work that you do with the XRA?
Absolutely. And first of all, thank you to AWE, and it's great to see everyone. So I am the CEO of something called the XR Association. We're an industry trade association, and we represent kind of the broad spectrum of the industry, from hardware manufacturers and platforms to enterprise solution providers to infrastructure, like you name it, all the different pieces of it. And we have different companies that come together. We have a mission, which is the responsible development of the technology. And we spend a lot of time doing a few things. One is we advocate and educate policymakers and thought leaders about the technology so that they know what it is, how it works, what it means, you know, in terms of our impact on different sectors and where we operate. We also do some research and best practices, and I'll talk about that a little bit to try to help lift up our industry. And then the most fun and part of why I'm excited to be here is just getting out there and telling everyone how great immersive technology is. So that's us in a nutshell. And again, really, really pleased to be here.
Amazing. Thank you so much. The next square I have today is Avi Barzaev with the XR Guild. Good morning, Avi.
Good morning. Yeah, so I just for myself, real briefly, I've been working in the field for 32 years now, and helped start the HoloLens and helped start Amazon Echo Frames and worked on Apple Vision Pro and have got to do a lot of really fun things. But at this point, I'm spending more of my time on this nonprofit called the XR Guild, which is a collection of individuals. There's no companies in it. It's people who in the field, and this is, I think, most of us care about ethics. We care about making sure the end result is good and helpful for people and doesn't harm anybody. And so we figured one of the ways that we can help is to network among all those people who care about ethics specifically, to get together and essentially have each other's back. This is sort of a support system for people working in spatial computing or the metaverse or AI, who really want more information and more support in the work that they do. So we have a library that we're publishing information about ethical practices. We're having starting up a mentoring system soon, so you can pair yourself with an experienced mentor who can help answer questions and guide you. And we give talks, and we're going to be having a hopefully pretty big presence at AWE as well. We're working on a few special things to give back to the community, and we hope to see everybody there as well.
Amazing. Excited for those special things you're teasing. Next, I've got Dr. Angelina Dayton with the Virtual World Society. Good morning.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Angelina Dayton. I'm known as the VR lady because I've put over 50,000 first-time users in Middle America in headsets. And that's what I do. When the internet started, I was teaching people the internet, Web 2.0. Any emerging tech, you'll see me out in the field, putting people who are not familiar with the technology into the experience and then finding out more about what they do. And I say all that because right now I'm in the field. I'm in a small community in Cherokee Nation teaching AI. And so at this school I'm at, you may hear ding, 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 or you may hear this, we're going to have personal pizza for lunch, or who knows what's going to happen. We're going to roll with it. I just wanted to prime everybody that this is the hard work on the ground, boots on the ground work that I do. But for my other job, I'm the executive director of the Virtual World Society that was started by Thomas Furness, who's known as the grandfather of VR. He created VR in the 1960s for the Department of Defense, back when nobody knew really what he was doing. I'm not saying aliens, but sometimes I think like aliens. That's kind of crazy, all the stuff he came up with. And so he had an Oppenheimer moment in the 1990s when he saw these movies that said VR might do bad things. And he said, no, I created this for good. And so our nonprofit looks to capacity build organizations like the ones here, partner with them, magnify the effect of how we can use not just VR, but the convergence of emerging tech to make the world a better place so that we live better lives and we can create better lives for the people that we love. So if your organization is looking at capacity building, then come join us. And I'm going to drop in the chat right now the information on how to get a hold of me or our organization. I will also post it again. Thank you for having me. And I love everybody on this panel because I've worked with all of their organizations and they're wonderful. So go find them and also join their organizations. virtualworldsociety.org membership is free. Thank you, Nathan.
Amazing. And thank you for pointing out, right, those groups that are not just working within the XR industry specifically, but that are taking XR and using it for impact to help communities that they care about. Gives me a perfect introduction to introduce Skylar from Hope for Haiti. Skylar, welcome and good morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nathan and Sonia, for having us on here. It's really an honor. And I'm actually here on behalf of my colleague, Sarah Porter, who's coming back from Austin, Texas today. And so, our organization, Sarah's our director of innovative philanthropy and strategic partnerships. And she's really been the leader in our organization in helping us create community around XR. And Hope for Haiti's focus is to alleviate poverty and improve the quality of life for people in southern Haiti, particularly women and children. And now more than ever, the people of Haiti need support. They need support for education and healthcare and access to clean water and economic opportunity and safety and security. And we are very fortunate to have been able to spend the last 5 years building community in the XR space. And Sarah's been the leader of that initiative. I'm just here to speak a little bit about what we've experienced at Hope for Haiti and our ability to use and leverage XR to raise awareness for our work, raise awareness and funds, and build community using XR. And we believe that it's an important space for philanthropy to be in. And really grateful to be here today too.
I am so excited to learn more. All right. So now that you have met the 5 community groups that we are spotlighting who are advancing the XR industry, let's dive in a little deeper and give you a deeper introduction to the Virtual World Society. Sonia, can you take it from here, please?
Yes, thank you very much. So it's great to be able to chat with you here, Angelina. And I know we talk a lot behind the scenes about different topics, and it's always nice to hear what you guys are working on. And so basically, I just want to give you an opportunity to chat a little further about the specifics. So before you guys gave general introductions, and I'll just go ahead and say now, we're going to get into a little bit deeper discussion with each of the groups. And so Angelina, specifically, would you like to give some more depth to ways you're supporting the growth of the spatial computing industry?
Yes, I'm going to flip that question on you.
Okay,
if that's okay.
Great. Sure.
So what I normally tell people is technology is what happens at the end. At the beginning, it's really about identifying what people need help with and providing a resource. And what I say oftentimes when I work out in the field, that might be washing a dish, that might be holding a baby, which is a win-win for me, actually. And in the end, if there is a special need that we can provide where converging emerging tech meets betterment of people's lives, we're here to pull in the resources to magnify the work that people are doing on the ground. And so there have been times that all I've done is really add a book to somebody's Kindle, and that was a very meaningful contribution. Sometimes it's resetting a router. And sometimes it's really about helping these rural communities understand the power of AI and how to make sure that they graduate students that can make the most out of their educational experiences and become a qualified member of the workforce so that they don't fall behind in this very fast changing world. So the Virtual World Society has 3 main pillars. The first one is the Science and Ethics Council, which is led by people like Avi Bar-Zeev, who you saw in the previous group of people. He runs the XR Guild. We have Dr. Thomas Furness. We have Leslie Shannon from Nokia and other leaders that are there to help guide us in saying, this is what worked before, or this is the mistake that we made. And that group of people helps to inform what we call our community of good, which is social good organizations that are trying to deploy on the ground. And so that community of good then can look towards the Science and Ethics Council to help support them. But in the end, what we're trying to do is what Tom calls Home Spark, which is really build the resiliency and capacity of families and homes and communities so that as things start to change very rapidly, people don't fall behind and people don't have to have unnecessary suffering because they just don't have access. And that can take a lot of forms. So that's a little bit more about what Virtual World Society does.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I love those comments. And also just chatting with Tom, I know this is true as well, of many of you I've talked with about the concept of, all this work we're doing is great. And the tech it can be so useful for so many great things. But at the core, it starts with our connections and relationships with other humans. And so it was interesting to me, when I first got into this myself and started seeing the industry growing, and people would say, oh, that's going to take people even further apart. But what I've seen is the exact opposite, where we've seen, especially in immersive tech, because you're interacting with it, you're interacting more with people versus looking down at a screen or something.
Yes.
And
yes.
so I think that people are actually getting closer relationships, and to your goals, they're being able to get education and access to resources they don't normally have. And look at Hope to Haiti, for example, is another good example of this, where this is a new technology that's doing something to really better people's lives. So I appreciate all of you for this. Every group that's here, it's just so incredibly important. So for a little bit, changing this a little bit to AWE, the focus on our event coming up. I really actually was kind of wondering myself as well, because I work with you all more on the speaking side and making sure you get on stage and have an opportunity to talk about what you're doing. But tell us what kind of plans you have with those community members and the people we all love so much. What are you planning to do at AWE? Is there anything that people can join in? Or
And this isn't really switching because it's really the same thing,
really.
right? Right. It's not switching because we have that Science and Ethics Council, and out of that Science Ethics Council, we have those subcommittees that are our community for good. So this is a great opportunity for us to meet together. So if one of those communities for goods surrounds health, and so our health subcommittee will be meeting at AWE at a roundtable. We have another one that's Indigenous cultural preservation and revitalization. That roundtable will be meeting. And these are groups of individuals that are already working in these fields. They are boots on the ground, and they will be working to coordinate their efforts. And there's something else that's really important that I don't know if you guys remember when COVID happened that we weren't able to do, which was see people in real life and give them hugs and eat with them. And that's a large part of what I do in the community is eat with other people. It completely works against my weight loss goals because I'm constantly being fed the most delicious food. But those we will be having for our board of directors a dinner party so that we can get together in real life and talk about our vision, mission, and goals moving forward. And so this also gives us a little visibility so that we can speak about awareness about how tech should not be the center point of what we're doing. But really, like Tom says, at the end of the day, if we're not better people, what's really the point? And so we can talk from that vantage point when we're able to be on stage. We want to learn and inspire people because sometimes people feel very alone, like, yeah, I want to make the world a better place, but does anybody else? And so when you learn that other people are doing good too, and you can connect people, you magnify their effect. And it gives us the opportunity to really talk about collaboration on projects in the real world. And so AWE is a perfect place to do all of these things and have a great time and really meet people that you wouldn't meet otherwise. And so I find that the last thing that we do is really get to connect with new people, which is probably the most exciting thing about going to AWE is the new friends that you make along the way, right?
Oh, yeah, I totally agree with that. I think all our friends, I always tell people this is where I find my tribe. So
yes. Yes.
So we only have a minute or so left. Could you very distinctly or succinctly tell who should try to connect with you guys at AWE? Where can they find you and how can they connect with you there? Like, should they be involved in these roundtables? Do you have a booth or an area? Like, how can they find you? Who should do that? And where should they do it?
Super exciting stuff. So at our booth, which you should find, we are going to be auctioning off some memorabilia that Dr. Tom Furness has with his signature on it as kind of a fundraiser for the organization so that we can help more people. So look for our booth. You'll get to meet some of our partners, some really cool people like me that will be there sometimes. If there's also food at the booth, that's the best way to get me to man the booth. The roundtable is closed, but if you reach out to me on LinkedIn and we're able to see a good fit and match for one of the roundtables, you can get an invitation to the roundtable. We will be having a mixer event that I think Avi will be speaking more about in collaboration with the XR Guild. I'll let him talk about that. And then if you follow us on LinkedIn, like and share, follow us on LinkedIn. And Sonia does a good job of doing this during AWE too. We'll be posting where we will be speaking, and we're always available afterwards to connect. In fact, sometimes when Dr. Thomas Furness, the grandfather of VR, comes off the stage, he'll be swamped by people. And then other times he'll be walking around talking to people and they don't know who he is. And they try to explain to him what VR is. And he's so sweet. He's all like, is that what it is? That is so great. You should keep doing your work. And he's super supportive of everybody, even if they don't know that he kind of knows everything about it. And so if you find him, he's the one that looks like the sweetest little Santa Claus you could ever meet. And I really encourage you to say hi to all of us because we have just a wonderful group of people that are really anxious to connect with other people that are doing good, where we can find our tribe, like you say, Sonia.
Thanks so much, Angelina. That's fantastic. And I was chuckling with your comment about people telling Tom about XR because, yeah, I get that. So I think all of us probably get that in certain cases. It's just really funny. And also the people we meet that know nothing about VR, and we have the joy and pleasure of telling them.
Yes,
so Tom is awesome. I'm so glad he's going to be there. All of you guys, it's great to have the Virtual World Society join us, and hopefully people will reach out. Thank you for doing this interview, and we look forward to seeing you guys June 18th to 20th in Long Beach at AWE.
Thank you.
And now I'm going to pass it back over to Nathan for their wonderful interview with the next group.
Awesome. Goopy, let's get Avi and the XR Guild up here, please. Hey, Avi, good to see ya.
Hello. Good to see you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I didn't have the right shirt with the logo. This is an old Amazon shirt, but here's the logo at least. We can see the XR Guild. And so I neglected to mention the URL before, and so let's do that first, just so everybody has it. It's easy to find. It's xrguild.org. We didn't get the .com in this one. We got the .org, which is appropriate for nonprofit. So visit us there. We've got videos there and what we're about and everything else. If anyone wants to read instead of listen to me drone on about it, happy to see you there.
Love
Go ahead, Nathan.
it.
All yours.
Amazing. So you spoke a little bit about the kinds of things that you're doing in spatial computing this year and a number of the projects. Do you want to dive deeper into some of those initiatives or some of the ways that you're enacting these things at AWE this year?
Yeah. So the one that I neglected to mention in the brief intro, I'll put out there, which is we have local meetups. That's probably the first place a lot of people can see us. The group in New York is really killing it. They're doing an awesome job of a monthly meetup, lots of energy going on. If you're in the NYC area, reach out. We got a really strong chapter there as far as the meetups go. They have invited speakers. They may do demos. They really has a great community. And that community is a lot of more people who are new to the space in XR. And so we can have assistance there in helping people to get more information, make connections. And where I live in the Bay Area, I know a lot of people who have been more long-timers in the field. There's new people here too as well, but there's a greater density, I think, of people who've been working in the space for a while. And we've had a different kind of meetup in the past. We've done more of a deep dive, like the round tables that Angelina talked about, where we'll sit around the table and talk about an issue like child safety. And it's a much more sober look at the issues. And the goal of that is to take notes, because we'll have experts in all sorts of areas sitting down together, and we get the notes together, and hopefully that'll make it onto our library as good information. So going to the library, it's still not organized well, but if anybody has content that they want us to host, that they think is really good information about ethics, we're happy to host all of it at the XR Guild /library, xrguild.org/library. And the goal for that, and I would love if anybody wants to take this on as a project, because I don't have time yet, is we want to put an AI front end on that. So imagine a librarian who you can speak to and ask questions to, who will not just make stuff up like you'd see on ChatGPT and just give you the best answers of whatever is scraped from the web, but actually direct you to authentic, good resources that will help you solve your problems. So the goal overall is to make sure that everybody inside big companies and small companies or independents, wherever they are, has access to the best information, especially about ethics. Because let me put it this way. How many people in the field had ethical training in school, right? If you were a doctor, you got it. If you were a journalist, you got ethics classes. If you were a lawyer, you got ethics classes. But if you studied computer science or design, chances are you did not have ethics classes. So we have to fill the gap to come in and help teach about ethics, all that we already know and what we learn as we go, and make sure that we have adult education. And we also want to make sure that the schools start teaching this. I think I heard USC is starting up a program, so kudos to them for doing that. And I'm working with some schools as well. We have Northeastern Mills here close to where I live in Oakland. We're going to do some work there. We want to make sure that this is, it's just normal to be ethical. It's nothing special, right? And the fundamental belief is that everybody wants to do a good job. If you put your heart and soul into building a product, you want it to come out well. But it doesn't always happen that way, right? Like it goes wrong. And we know a lot of the reasons why it goes wrong. We have made those same mistakes in the past, and so we want to help everybody. So anyway, we got the meetups, we got the library under process. We have, oh, here comes a cat. We have a mentoring system that I'm working on, and the mentoring system should have been done a long time ago, but it's up to me to program it, and it's turning into something. It's almost like a matchmaking site. So I'm like, it's not about dating, but it's as complicated as a dating site to try to pair people up with the right mentors and track progress. So I've been working on that. I'd love help with that as well, and we are a volunteer org. Nobody here gets paid. And so it's all up to whatever free time we have to try to get things done. And we love to collaborate as well. So we're heavily collaborating, as Angelina said, with the Virtual World Society. I'm helping them out with the Science and Ethics Guild, and I'm on the board there too. She teased a little bit, what are we going to do at AWE? So I'll tell you a little bit more about that. It's not firm yet, but we are, I'd say, 99% locked at this point on hosting a mixer on the first evening of AWE, very, very close to the convention center, for anybody who's going to the conference. So basically any professional in the space will be welcome, and we'll have food and drinks and DJs and have a really great time. So don't book anything else yet for the first night of AWE. And we want to be careful because we don't want to compete with the Augies and all the other things that happen in the evening that are AWE events. So we figured the first night is the best. Most people are there by that first day. And we just wanted to give back and celebrate the community and support everybody. So we're doing that together for the Virtual World Society. It'll be co-hosted. And I think we've got all our sponsors in place for that. I think as of now, we can always use one or two more if anybody else wants to pitch in. But we're doing well on sponsorship. And now the next steps are just to plan it and figure out who's going to volunteer and other content to do. During the day as well, I think Angelina mentioned they're going to have a roundtable. We do something similar, but we are willing to have small roundtables for anybody who is just interested in talking, right? So we'll have sort of chat sessions, or when I went to writing conferences, they call these coffee clutches, where we'll be able to just sit in circles and talk, and we'll make sure it doesn't conflict with other orgs and what they're doing. But we'll find a time and place to meet during the day. If anybody wants to meet members or discuss any of these ethical topics, we love to talk about it. We want to make talking about ethics normal, so it doesn't feel like a special activity that happens late in the process. It should happen throughout any product you're building, and we can give you lots of hints on that and clues as to things we figured out so far.
Amazing. So many resources for folks wanting to work more ethically. And that call out, Avi, of why do all the other professions get ethics training, but people building the forefront of the next round of computers maybe aren't getting that same education? Amazing. And I love the idea of training AI on ethical models to start with. Even just an AI trained in ethics seems like a fantastic resource. You did a really good job of peppering in your calls to action and ways that folks can engage in these different programs. Do you have a last call to action or an invitation for how you'd like to be connecting with folks at AWE, or how folks can learn more?
Yeah, visit the site, reach out. I'd say anybody who has an idea for something that'll make the space better and more ethical, connect with us and we'll support you however we can. If you want to do local meetups, we'll try to support you with seed money to help start up those local meetups. We can't pay for them forever, but we'll help with the first couple. In any city, if you have a critical mass of people, get together, start a chapter, and we'll try to support you. And if you have ideas for content, white papers, videos, two of our members have made amazing videos so far. We have Louis Rosenberg has made some really videos that were good enough to be on the news, like featured on various broadcasts about what's going to happen in the future. He's very good at predicting where this thing is going to go. And Orlando Matzis, he's done amazing videos on YouTube that talk about the future of the space and everything that's going to happen there as well. And we're looking to do more of that. We want to figure out ways to reach people. If this thing with TikTok goes well, with TikTok not, being its own independent entity, we'll get on TikTok as well and probably start talking to people there. We've sort of stayed away until the controversy has figured out how that's going to go. We want to make sure that's ethical as well. Like we don't want to, we want to eat our own dog food and be as ethical as we can when we do these things. I guess the last thing I'll say is the only requirement to join right now is to accept our principles. So if you're really interested in what we're about, read the yes, exactly. Here comes the cat with the power pose. Thank you. Read the principles on our website, and those are democratically voted on. So if anyone wants to improve the principles, we can vote on those improvements. We have a rich voting system that allows us to figure out how we want to change the organization democratically. But the principles are the first step. What we want to try to figure out is how do we build a system that will help anybody build their own principles, whatever they need for their work. It may vary. Principles may be a little bit different for AI, pure AI versus XR versus whatever. So we want to help you figure out systems for principles so that you can build the ones that matter and stick to them as you build your products. That's the most important thing, is that you stick to them. and not everybody does.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. Such great values and resources for folks working in ethics and touch points, from learners to experienced product folks. Thank you so much, Avi. Look forward to seeing you at AWE, and we'll chat
Thanks.
again real soon.
Okay.
Awesome. Sonia, over to you.
Thank you very much, Nathan. And I believe we're welcoming Liz to the stage now.
Hello, hello.
How are you, Liz?
Doing great. It's a beautiful spring day in Washington, D.C., and the cherry blossoms are about to pop. So y'all should come to this part of the land.
Yeah, I'm not far from you. I'm down in Chattanooga, so I get to see all this beautiful spring weather as well. So, Elizabeth, I actually wanted to switch up the question a tiny bit for you. So basically, the question we've been asking has been how your community is supporting the growth of the spatial computing industry. And honestly, you guys do so much. Like, your association does so much. And so I actually kind of don't want to ask that specific question to you because, you and I have talked a lot, and you've been on stage a lot at AWE, and I've heard you speak at other events as well. And I love the things you say. I love the work that you do. I'm a huge fan. But really what I want to do is get a little deeper here and say, you can apply this to recently, but what are some specific accomplishments that you are very proud of that your organization has been a part of? I think that way it can kind of give a more tangible, specific takeaway of something memorable, because I want you to show them what you're doing, but you don't have to just make a list of all the things you're doing, because I feel like that won't be as memorable as you talking about something that has meant something to you.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. That's a great question. And I'm thrilled to get to answer it. And part of it is, I love to go to AWE because then I get a chance to sort of talk to people and get new ideas, get new information from all the experts and the smart people that are on the ground there. But what I mentioned at the beginning is we do a lot of work trying to educate policymakers and lawmakers because, for better or worse, sometimes when you're afraid of something or you don't understand it, you may try to pass regulations that don't exactly fit or make sense for what we're doing. And so now is the time to start to educate folks. So, a few times at AWE, I've been able to talk about, for example, when they passed in the United States Congress this big bill called Chips and Science. It was to try to get money to build semiconductors here in the United States, but also to have research and development and invest in our industry, in technology generally, emerging technologies. Well, when we first saw what was going on, immersive technology wasn't even in the bill. So here's number one. I was really proud that the XR Association was able to get immersive technologies included in the suite of technologies that are eligible for research and development funding. So now we're eligible. What do we do next? We have to really make the case that this has to happen. And just a few months ago, Joan O'Hara and Miranda Lutz, who do policy for our team, they released a big paper about global competitiveness. And they pointed out that if you look at the EU and you look at South Korea, the UK, China, those governments have been really, really intentional about supporting their XR industry, for better or worse. I'm not getting into like how they go about doing it. But what we're trying to say is the US government also has to be nurturing and supportive of this industry. We're all cool, independent entrepreneurs. We have a great spirit, but we want to make sure that that research and development dollars, that flows, that, we've got good regulatory systems that make sense. So we have a bunch of different recommendations in that paper. And some of them include, passing a federal privacy bill, right? So that we're all uniform, fully funding Chips and Science so that we have the research and development dollars. But we're also looking at things like maybe we need test beds within the federal agencies to build digital twins. So they are not only thinking about it, but they're using it. And I think that makes a huge difference. So those are just a few examples of that. And then just about a month or so ago, we wrapped up a year-long plus project that we had called our Future of XR Advisory Council. And we brought together, academics and industry and civil society and former government folks. We had like 65 people. We did a whole bunch of meetings, and we just put a paper out called Charting the Future of Immersive Technology. And it explains a lot of these issues, whether it's privacy or norms and behavior in immersive spaces, interoperability, what does this mean for young people, diversity and inclusion in the workplace, bunch of great topics. And we have 9 initiatives that we've spelled out. So I know we're short on time, so I won't go into it, but one call to action that I have for everybody is go on to www.xra.org and download these papers and share them with your community, because we want to make sure not only that policymakers are getting this, but that everybody is sort of, learning up, as they say, about some of the policy issues that we need to confront.
Yeah, thank you. And I do want to say one thing. I know we are short on time with this, but I want to point out the fact that most of the people watching this right now are probably going to be our colleagues. They're going to be people in the industry. But it's incredibly important that people understand that your work is essential, because you're talking to people and influencing people who don't put on a headset every day. And so when you have people who are trying to make decisions, it would be like someone making decisions about automobiles who never drives. And so, we want to make sure that people who are making decisions about the XR industry actually understand what we're talking about. So a lot of the terms you use, they're not going to understand those terms. And so I greatly appreciate the fact that you guys are out there and you're making sure that they have access to information. They have access to the latest the latest recommendations. And so it's just incredibly important. I think that we can't understate that. So I appreciate you being here, doing the work that you do. And very quickly, can you tell me what you're going to be doing at AWE and how people can find you there?
Yeah, absolutely. Booth number 234. That's where we are. We're going to be on the floor, and we want to hear from people, because we also do work with all of the industry to create best practice guides, because we need to do a good job ourselves, right? And how do we build more accessible models? How do we do healthcare? How do we do safety in immersive spaces? Like, these are the things that we're working on. So come visit us at our booth so we can learn from all of you and help spread that message.
Yeah, it's awesome. You keep taking that work and spread it out. So I think it's fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today and doing the work that you do. And also, your colleagues. I think you have so many great people that work there with you.
Thank you. Couldn't do it without the team. They're awesome.
Yeah, you have a wonderful team. So I recommend anybody reach out to XR Association with more information. And thanks so much. I will bring Nathan back onto the screen now and pass it over to you, Nathan.
Thanks, Anya. Awesome. Skylar, welcome back.
Thanks, Nathan.
So let's just jump right into it. Can you talk a little bit about how your organization is growing with spatial computing and the spatial computing industry? And maybe what are some ways we could see your work at AWE events?
Yeah, great. So, I think there's a lot of brands that are leveraging XR, but I think as a nonprofit organization, we're somewhat unique to the space. And we've been in this space for about 5 years, and the AWE community has been so supportive of our work. My colleague Sarah has been able to demo our VR app at AWE. And I'll talk about that in a second, but for really hundreds of attendees, and the responses have been very positive. And so the VR app is really cool. What we did was, Haiti's it's been a very challenging place to work, even more so over the last 5 to 10 years. And one of the things that we've been very successful at is bringing people to Haiti to see our work and to see our team in action. But because of safety concerns, we couldn't do that. And so one of the things that we wanted to do, led by Sarah's leadership, was create a VR app where people could come in and visit a virtual space. They can see what a school looks like in Haiti that was modeled after one of our schools. They can pump water from a well, and we could talk about the importance of clean water to economic, social development and the alleviation of poverty. We could sit in a classroom and have, people from from China and West Africa and sitting in San Francisco. I was sitting in DC, have a conversation about the importance of alleviating global poverty and the importance of supporting poverty alleviation programs in Haiti. And so that has been a great way for us to build community at AWE and showcase that VR app. And then, with that, we were able to make connections and build community. And so we made a great relationship with Niantic last year, and they were incredibly supportive of our work. Shout out Niantic. They created a challenge where their web AR developers built different AR experiences on Eighth Wall, and they were amazing. I got to be a judge for one of them, for the whole the challenge, and they awarded about $5,000 in awards. But what was created were these really beautiful experiences that highlighted and showcased our work at Hope for Haiti, which is incredibly important for us because we're trying to get people to understand the nuances of the country. Yes, incredibly challenging place, and also incredibly beautiful country. And you can't do that without bringing people there in different ways. And this is just one great way that we've been able to leverage to raise awareness for our work.
I'm so impressed, right? Using immersive technologies to bring people together in places where you maybe can't go visit today, but that you're still wanting to engage with and teach and educate. Just amazing. Are there any ways that folks can connect with the Hope for Haiti team this year, learn more about the breakthroughs that you're working on, or the goals? Are there ways that folks can connect with you more at the event or throughout the year?
So I think three ways. Number one, always go visit our website. We have updates on what we're doing, how we're doing it, how we're responding to this recent crisis that's going on in Haiti today. Political crisis and unrest and really dangerous situation in Port-au-Prince. So visit our website. We have all the information about what we're doing and how we're doing it in Haiti. Also, Sarah's going to be at AWE, so stop by and see her, check out the VR space. And then lastly, I know that we're really excited to be kicking off our Hike for Haiti challenge. And, it's something that the AWE community has been really supportive of. And I understand that this year we're going to actually have a Hike for Haiti at AWE, which we are so excited about. It's our sixth time doing it. We ask people from all over the world to join in and walk and hike and move in solidarity with Haitian school children who walk very long distances to access education. And we raise money and resources so that we can support teachers and students in Haiti and rural areas that otherwise wouldn't have access to support for education. So we're really grateful for the AWE community for stepping up to help support that initiative. And we'd love people from all over the world to join us this year and help us achieve our goals.
Awesome. The Hike for Haiti is such a fun event to have sort of a self-guided hikeathon.
Yeah.
There will be, if I understand correctly, the hike has a focus in April, as well as additional options to connect with the Hike for Haiti at AWE in Long Beach.
That's exactly right.
Amazing. Skylar, thank you so much for being here with us today. I really appreciate you sharing how your community is using spatial computing to connect with your communities and others. So glad that you'll be back at AWE in June. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you so much. We love being part of this community.
Amazing. All right. So I need to head over to the XR Women Museum so that we can have our next spotlight. I will be right back as I head over to the museum. Amazing. Let's see if I can use this cool feature and wave at everybody. Hey there, Jenna.
Hi, Nathan. So you are actually on the main presentation hall with Trisha right now.
Oh, it's true. Should I come find you?
Yeah, if you would like.
Awesome.
Or
actually, let's just get started. Can
Sure.
you tell us about how your community is supporting the growth of spatial computing and maybe some of the ways that people can see this at AWE?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I love that you're taking a little self-tour while we're talking. This is one of the awesome things about the museum. You know, it's such a great space to come and visit and have discussions about the things we're working on, you know, practicing what we preach. Just what Skylar was saying. And I do want to give a quick shout out to Angelina's 50,000 putting people in the headset for the first time, Abby's work with boosting connections, Liz working on all of that, all of sort of those better frameworks and informing people about what we do, and then Skylar's work in alleviating poverty and, you know, what he's using for XR. So I've loved all of that so much. And here, what we at XR Women do, we're a global collective of women. We work in virtual reality, augmented reality, spatial computing, and our goal is to help women thrive and succeed in both XR, spatial computing, whatever field they're in that sort of is adjacent. We bring the community connections. We help women make connections with each other at all of our events. We meet weekly. You know, another example of how we connect people is we have a really active Slack channel. It's especially busy before events, especially before AWE. I will say it goes off with people trying to connect to each other. And you know, again, as I was saying, we learn every week. I think we got a comment a few weeks ago during a presentation from Dr. Messina Morris as she was presenting her Morehouse College experiences, that XR Women's events are almost like a mini university experience. It's like a mini degree if you can come every week and learn with us and connect with us. And then our final thing, again, we meet every week. That means we have a lot of opportunities for women and allies to speak. So we create those opportunities for women to increase their confidence, to share their visions, and to share their platform, again, with all of us. So that's how we're expanding the talent pool in the industry.
Amazing. Quickly, are there any accomplishments or breakthroughs in XR that you're proud to share about, or that you could even show us around about?
I
that we
would
can
love
learn
to. Yeah. All right. So I am in frame right now. And then here's what we're going to do. If you would like to follow me, I'm gonna actually just move backwards. And then we can go ahead and start right over here, where we are very, very proud to showcase. Let me go ahead and face you. We're really, really proud to showcase something that's brand new this year. We have a brand new advisory board with amazing women like Laura Kusamoto, Judith Okonkwo, Shelley Peterson, and Amy Lemire. If you don't know who those women are, I would suggest looking them up. All of them are absolute powerhouses in their industry. And then, Nathan, we're going to turn around and we're going to head over here because we've got another really exciting event. And, you know, again, I could keep this going forever, but we're going to keep it a little bit muted. So in addition to the advisory board, last month, we held our Spatial Computing Business Showcase, which was 9 different women working in XR. And it was a place you could go to learn about all these women's works and to have discussions with them. The showcase was super busy. We filled up the entire space. And the business showcase is still open. So you can actually go and get pre-recorded avatar or pre-recorded 3D interactions with each woman's space. It is an Engage, and the ID number is MRGPL if you'd like to visit. So those are some of the things that I'm most proud of.
Amazing. Should we go find Trisha in the meeting hall and learn about how coming together at AWE events and other in-person events supports the XR Women mission?
I would love to do that. And while I do that, Nathan, if you don't mind, we're going to take a really quick tour and then I'll walk and talk with you. Does that sound good? All right, so really quickly, we are going to walk through. If you'd like to see all the previous speakers we have, here is our room full of all of the XR women that have spoken with us previously. And we've also got our XR Women Award winners. By the way, the awards will be presented at the Augmented World Expo for this year's participants on Wednesday, June 19th on the main stage. Trisha may be able to tell you more. And then we're going to walk through our art gallery. Our current gallery participant is Trisha Janakis. She has been with us forever. And she has an impressive gallery piece up right now, specifically created for XR women. And her exhibition is actually going to go down in a few weeks. So I'm glad that we were able to visit it.
Looks so good.
Yeah. And with all that being said, Nathan, if you would like to go and join Trisha on the stage, I will pass you off. And thanks for coming on the tour with us.
Hey, I think I made it. Hey, Trisha.
Great day. How are you?
So good to see you in this VR inception. We're getting very close. I'm sorry to rush you, but can you talk to us a little bit about the importance of coming together at events like AWE and how folks can get involved with XR Women this year and at the events and beyond?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I think the opportunity is really about when you use the word community, common unity, bringing everyone together, cementing bonds that have been formed, in spaces like this, in Engage, in our XR Women Museum, in Spatial, anywhere where people are working in VR, XR, AR. Because we are all so spatial. We're so spatial. We're special, so spatial. The energy and enthusiasm is really contagious, and it's you leave supercharged, you know what I mean, with ideas and inspiration. It draws new folks to XR Women, providing a platform to amplify the work and the voices. As you can see just on that quick tour in the auditorium, we have a presence at AWE from about 2021. Members of the community were there, 2022 and 2023. Last year was my first time, so super excited to be returning in June. Long Beach, here I come. And, in terms of at AWE, Jenna had mentioned that we have the XR Women Award. So, in terms of a call to action, just asking everyone to nominate for the XR Women Awards. Nominations are open. It's our 4th annual one. We will be presenting 3 awards to members. I think the deadline is I believe it's May 1st. There's the Real World Impact Award, Innovation and Trailblazer. You can find all that information on our site. Come and check out our community. We meet weekly. If you missed the spatial, we host events, as we were saying, and we had a spatial business showcase, and it is still open. So you're not going to miss that. We're looking for sponsors, so send us an email, globalxrwomen@gmail.com. Sign up on our website, hit that subscribe button to stay in the know about everything that's happening. And if you want a little bit of swag, like I'm wearing a classic throwback here in terms of the XR Women shirt, yes, buy our merchandise. If you want swag, we've got swag. Super excited to see everybody at AWE in Cali.
What is a community if there isn't some swag to show your colors? I love it. Oh my goodness. Trisha and Jenna, thank you so much for the tour through the XR Women Museum in Frame. Such a cool experience and so great to hear about all the work that you are doing to advance XR and communities this year. I love this common unity vision that you shared. Thank you so much. So with just a few minutes left in the program, I'd love to bring all of our amazing XR communities back up onto the stage. They are some of the most spatial people in our worlds, and I hope that you out there in the LinkedIn, YouTube, and A-Frame worlds can come join us and be a part of these things. Thank you all for joining. Yeah, Sonia, hop in.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, thanks everybody, as Nathan said, for joining us here today, and for everyone watching. A quick reminder, we know there are so many more of you out there. There's some other awesome groups, and we also have the on-night organizers who work diligently every month or so to organize events for their local communities, which is a really important part of AWE and also the local communities. And so where people can go in person and meet regularly. So anyway, we just want to say thanks to all of our community and everyone watching as well. Thank you very much for being here with us.
Awesome.
Amazing. Any last words from the panel?
Go to virtualworldsociety.org and become a member.
Drop those links.
Liz is very politely, kindly being like, I would like to say, and Angela's like, go ahead.
How about go XR immersive computing? How's that?
You guys are awesome.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you all.
Thank you all so very much. Just as a note for anybody out there watching, if you are interested in coming to AWE this year, super early bird rates are good through March 21st, just less than 2 weeks to go. You can save up to $800 on your tickets if you act soon. So we look forward to seeing everyone in Long Beach, California in just 97 days. Thank you again to our amazing panelists, these communities who are advancing the XR industry. Sonia, thanks as always. It's so great to work with you.
Thank you. And tell people to bring their friends. Don't just register, but invite your friends. We want to see all of you in Long Beach. And I think the team has a joke going on. Get a selfie with Hasco. Yes, I'll take selfies with anyone. Love to see you all. Let's meet in Long Beach.
Yes.
Awesome.
See you soon.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.